Hey everyone, so first off, Happy New Year! We're now in 2015, so I am working on Plan of the Year for what's going on until about July, I think it is. But I'm still working on that. But I thought, seeing as what some time to kill, hey, I have done my top 10 favourite and least favourite songs of 2014. So I thought, let's start and get the bad stuff out of the way. So this is going to be my top 10 least favourite songs of 2014. It's all opinion based, it's not based on sales or anything, so if you want to disagree, feel free. I might go in the comments and say, yeah, you're right, or no, you really don't know what you're talking about. Depends on what you're going to say. So anyway, at number 10, I have got, if I can look at my list, I have got, The Script with Superheroes. I can't say it's a bad song. It's just I'm not that fond of it, especially when listening to some of their older stuff like Hall of Fame and 6 Degrees. I didn't particularly like it, so yeah, it's number 10. It's not that great. It's not too bad. It's number 10. And number 9, I have got Summer by Calvin Harris. I will admit I've never been a big Calvin Harris fan. I've always been more sort of David Guetta, so when they've been compared, it's always been like for me rather listen to Titanium than oh god, I'm struggling with the Calvin Harris song now. Whatever one is, and I'm not a big fan of the thing he did with Rihanna, which I think was oh god, I can't even remember it now. That shows how much I liked it. But I didn't particularly like Summer, and it really was quite overplayed during the summer, obviously because of the name. But I didn't really like it, so that's my number 9 pick. And number 8, we have got a real shock for me, which is Birthday by Katy Perry. I am a big Katy Perry fan, as you'll probably understand when I do my top 10 favourite songs. But Birthday, it's all good until you get to the bridge. Raw was a decent bridge, most of them are decent bridges, but this one, if I may quote it, it's let's get you in your birthday suit and let's bring out the big balloons. That, for me, I know she might sell with sex appeal, but that for me is going just way too far. I just think that demeans the whole song, and so it's a number 8 for that main reason. It's a shock for me, but when I heard that I thought, yeah, that's ruined the song. And number 7, we have got Idina Menzel or Demi Lovato, take your pick, but it's Let It Go from Frozen. I do not like Frozen. First things first, I think it's not that good. How the hell it's the best animated film there has been, I still don't know when you compare it to stuff like Toy Story. And this was just the pinnacle of how bad it got. Is this song, which I cannot stand with passion. The problem is it gets in your head as well, just to really compound the problem. I mean, I have found a version I like, which is a guy who does it in, I think, 22 Disney voices, but god, it's still not a good song, and so that's why it's my number 7 pick. Number 6, we have got All of Me by John Legend, and oh god, do I dislike this song. There is not much about it I can honestly say I like. It's this is the problem with me doing this. I have to talk about this song now. I heard it a lot when I was finishing year 12, repeat, and I just did not like it. When it comes as a love song, I guess it might be okay, but I don't particularly like it as a love song. I think it's a bit much, and so yeah, that's why it's number 6. And at number 5 we have Sam Smith and Let It Go, and oh sweet god, I said I disliked Calvin Harris and Let It Go. This man I cannot stand. I do not like Sam Smith in any way, shape or form. He's the most depressing man I have ever heard sing. It is like listening to it's like listening to a castration. It is that bad for me. And this song, god, after hearing that, I'm surprised anyone is still alive because they haven't tried to kill themselves. They're that depressed. And honestly, it comes to something when the only version I like is based on a video game, so there's something wrong about that. So yeah, Sam Smith and number 5 for being depressing and just sounding like a castration all in all. And number 4 we have got Feeling Myself by will.i.am, Wiz Khalifa and Miley Cyrus, and oh jeez, when it comes to collaborations you don't want to hear, that has got to be the top of it. will.i.am, who isn't too bad, but then you add in Miley, who is one of the worst performers I think there is today, and Wiz Khalifa, who isn't exactly the greatest rapper there is, and boy, do you get something bad. Crass. It is just crass in nature. I mean, you had Miley Cyrus in, so it was bound to be something like that, but then it's a collaboration that I don't think should have happened, and hopefully it will never happen again, and if it does, I am going to lose hope, honestly. Now, we get to number 3, and this is something, guys, this song will be in my top 10, I know it's a bit of a spoiler, but this version I despise, and it's the Zedd remix of Rude, by Magic. Guys, Rude is a song I like, however, this remix should never have happened. It ruins the entire song when it just, at the chorus and he goes dubstep, I think is what it is, but whatever it is dire. I didn't like Stay the Night by Zedd, and so this, when he takes a good song and decides I'll add something to it, it really does nothing for the song. It does ruin it. I turned over every time this went onto the radio because I could not stand it. So yeah, it's my number 3 pick. Now, when I was composing this list, I knew in my head for most of it what was going to be number 1, up until when I decided to put in what was going where. And suddenly, my mind sort of went, no, you can't do, that is worse than that. So my number 2 pick, and before I announce it, none of you know where I am, and none of you really know my Facebook, and I'm not on Twitter, so I'm very happy to say that I'm safe now when I announce that number 2 is Steal My Girl by One Direction, and my god, One Direction are my least favourite band there has ever been. I don't even like calling them a band. They are not. A band play their own instruments. One Direction don't. They just sing and synchronise dance. They are, for me, what is wrong with British music at the moment. Because it's all X Factor and Britain's Got Talent. I don't like that. And this song really gets on my nerves because it is just One Direction normality. This song is not anything different for them. It is the same usual crap they are pumping out again and again. And what makes it worse, I've heard this described as a stadium anthem. This is not. We Will Rock You is a stadium anthem. Look at bands like Queen and Guns N' Roses and Metallica for a stadium anthem. Do not look at a pop band who can't even play the drums. They can't even hit a drum correctly. So yeah, it's my number 2 pick because there is one song this year that I think just is worse than One Direction. But before we get there, I have got some dishonourable mentions, and there's only about 3, but they are still for me dishonourable. Budapest by George Ezra. I've never really listened to it, which I know maybe shouldn't be commenting on it, but I don't really like the sound of it, and so yeah, while everyone's cooing about him, I'm not a big fan of the song, so yeah, I'm just going to put that on dishonourable. That's why it's not in the top 10. Happy by Pharrell. Good God, was that overplayed this year. It's also, I think, the biggest selling song of the year. And yeah, it's just been overplayed way too much. By the end of the summer, if it wasn't in your head, you would been on Mars, or you had your head in a bucket of tar somewhere, because God only knows how you avoided it. And the only other dishonourable mention is, I don't know what to call it. I'm going to call it the Shady 15 or XV Cypher. You might have seen it. It got a lot of reviews, mainly because Eminem says he's going to hit Lana Del Rey. And yeah, that's why it's on my dishonourable mentions list. I know he's known for doing stuff like commenting and stuff like that, but taking name at Lana Del Rey for me was what put me off. So yeah, that's what's on dishonourable. And now, my number 1, the worst song of last year. And if you haven't guessed it, oh, it's a good one. It's #Selfie by Chainsmokers, and oh god, if anything exemplifies what is wrong with social media this year, it is that song. The fact that we now have to have a song about taking selfies and even have a hashtag before it. There is nothing good I can say about this song. It has no musical depth or talent. It is exemplifying, as I said, what is wrong. The band are going to be now heard for that one song, and it's going to live in infamy. And yeah, it is just that bad that, as I said, I was going to put One Direction at the top of the list because they're One Direction. But when I remembered this song, it immediately just went, no, that is worse. So that is my top 10 worst song of the year. Is hashtag Selfie by the Chainsmokers for having no redeeming features. At least the rest of the songs have some redeeming feature. So yeah, that was my top 10 least favourite songs of the year. Hope you enjoyed it. This is my first top 10 video, I know it is. So hopefully I haven't bored you guys too much, and I hope I've done a good job on it, because I've never done it before. And if I have ripped off Todd in the Shadow style, I apologise, didn't mean to, it just happened. So anyway, stay tuned for the next video, which will be my top 10 favourite songs of the year. And then after that, I will have a sort of preview of what to expect in the year, what I'm going to be doing. It is going to be bigger than last year, because I've got some other bigger stuff going on. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which, as I have said, will be my top 10 favourite songs of last year. Bye.